Interesting map by all accounts. Who have we got fighting on it? We've got APAA King, and that's the Broom. Let's see how this plays out. Hopefully, not air only. Not air only, not Icarus snipe. There we go. In the North Spawn, we've got that son of a Broom in red. Bots first, air second, 1-1. Meanwhile, on the south, in yellow, we've got APAA King. Going vehicles first and second. Interesting. Already a dichotomy there. What? Says Phil. Yeah. No air from APAA King. I can kind of see where he's coming from, actually. Going triple vehicles like this. There's no real need for pelicans unless you really want to get to these islands, which I guess is actually quite good on this map. That's 6 mechs there, given that this is quite a low mechs map. But not really going air isn't all that bad, because there's not a huge amount of area where air is going to be super useful. There's not really a huge number of ways that your base can be attacked. After all, the back of the map is kind of off limits, so to speak. So going triple vehicles like this gives you that stopping power early on, and you've got the ability to go super spinners. What you don't get, though, are combat fabs, which could potentially be quite useful. And here comes the pelican from that son of a Broom, and I think this pelican drop to the islands is what's going to do it. In this game, look at this firefly here, just sat there over those hills. Nothing's stopping it. There are some drifters, though, that can move over to those islands just to block things off. Look at this, skitters wandering around. Wish to get away across. Oh. What? It's not a Faber drop, it's an Inferno drop into the base. Oh, killed by a red commander? Just kidding. Oh, if he hadn't been as greedy, that could have been... Ooh, I thought they could survive. Not against commanders. Commanders, I still think one-shot them, but certainly against docks. Oh, could have killed off a mechs there. But instead picks off a couple of fabs, that drifter. Stops a turret going up. Air sentry. Can only watch. More drifters coming up the side, and a spinner too, so that Bumblebee is going to be useless against this attacking force. That son of a Broom answering with many more vehicle factories. Look at this. Triple vehicles, bots and air. Meanwhile, King still sat on 3 going into a naval now. Needs to get up more factories, potentially. You need to try and conserve your units as best as possible on such a low metal map. Hence King's retreat. Oh, look at this. Sparks again. And another force ready. Just coming up. The army's semi-comparable there. Looking at those counts. Factory counts, Broom leads. In Factory and Faber. No one's played for the islands yet. Spinners, 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 killing off the bumblebees. And that is why the full vehicle strat isn't all that bad. What is this commander doing? It's a good place for an Orca, certainly. Don't need to send in the vehicles necessarily. It's certainly not the vehicle fab. Nope. Down goes that factory, but the commander now encircling. A bit of a risky move. Needs some panic walls. There we go. Look at this. Pelters coming up from Broom. And the back of Broom's base, though, getting totaled by King. Broom having to reroute some units to defend against this as he deals with the front door barrage of King. Thinking better of a box, perhaps? Trying to goad Broom out a little bit. There are pelters coming up, though. That's the risk. That's the risk you run. Get your commander back, King. You're in a very risky position there. Oh, mate. Look at this Spark army. What is this? Oh, Ubered. Ubered all the way. Hold on, if PA is no longer under Uber, is that now the PA ink cannon? The ink cannon. Instead of the Uber cannon. Uh-oh. Now King taking some hits. Pops up a panic wall. Spark's doing just about enough area damage. Inferno's getting into range, though. That's not where you want to be. Look at both of these commanders, nice and weak. Nice and weak and squishy. Where's this proxy T2 from King, who's floating all the way? Needs more factories, does King. Broom struggling for power, has nothing but the commander. Giving chase, is that wise? I don't think so. He's going to try and get up some walls. Don't think it's necessarily necessary. Oh, King got this, I see in chat. Has he, though? Has he overextended just a little bit too much? Just a few hits on the comm is all it's going to take. He can't get anything in front of him just in time. Can he force a draw? It might just about come to it. Does he force it? Well, it's not forced a draw, but both mutually assured. That son of a Broom just clinches the win. Oh, wow. Mistakes were made, King, if you wanted to win that rematch. You were so close. A little bit too zealous with the King at the end. The King, the comm. At the end. Well, well. Oh, we've started already. Hello, let's go back to the beginning. A very good place to start. There we go. What do we got here? Nomega Corgi versus Ultimate Meat Slab. Interesting. Who's Ultimate Meat Slab when he's at home? I don't know. And this is Blitz. I have not seen this map in so long. So long. Like an unfathomable amount of time. Ultimate meat slab on the north. Double bots first. Bringing up the southern spawn. Here's an Omega Corgi. Vehicles first into bots. Meat slab is Broom. That son of a Broom. There we go. Thank you, Corgi. A second vehicles as well. Well, that's what you would expect from Blitz. This map is tiny. You can practically see the other person's base from your own. So vehicles with the short time between the bases are going to be fantastic here. Going heavy bots might well do good for the raiding, but if one person's focusing on base aggression rather than expansion, I don't know just how good those bots are going to do against a tank force. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. 3 fabs coming out there from Broom on the north. Fully forming. Here's base eco going for a third bots. There we go. Vehicle fab's going to defend the base there. Looks like he's preparing for an all-out aggression. Why else would you put turrets in your base on a map like this? The commander moving forward. And we've got here a few docks. They're going to see the vehicle factory quite far out of the main base, and they're going to wonder, oh, that's a little worrying, to say the least. Getting some sparks coming out with that bot factory. Good choice, good choice. Got some skitters too. Got some spinners though for the anti-air. Not altogether necessary, but I guess until you know that the opponent hasn't got any air factories, better safe than sorry. Oh, the aggressive sparks there from Broom. Doing well against those vehicles. We've got some more sparks from from Broom now. Buzz buzz. There we go. What are we up to with the expansion around the back? Ultimate meat slab. Oh, that Broom, that son of a Broom, expanding around the rest of the planet as fast as he can. No Mega Corgi though, playing very, very focused and almost tunnel vision-y right now. This commander seems to always be on the wrong side of these buildings, but there's a lot of nice metal here to reclaim from the wreckage, if he so decides to take it. All it needs is a single combat fab, and that's right for the picking. Going up for some turrets in the middle from Broom. Or not. For the vehicle transition instead. What's he doing in the base? The base to win the race. Going for the vehicle transition himself, and look at those armies. However, one is headed by a commander, the other not quite. There we go. Now Broom brings up his commander onto the foreground with the walls. Interesting choice. Will Corgi decide to veer east and take out this middle section? Quite possibly, especially with this army coming towards it. It's dragging the attention somewhat. Uber cannon, please. Missing, though. But this army here with all these tanks now is just the right size. And there's no commander to defend against this. This middle base is gone. Do still have the expansion around the rest of the planet though, which is why that son of a Broom is quite so far ahead in metal. This Corgi going to try and catch him on the wrong side of his wall? Quite possibly, but the rest of the walls, though, are still there. Commander going to try and run and hide behind it, but into... Don't fight there, the walls are in the way. The Infernos, though, are going to try and chew through them. As the army comes around the side, but it's already taken critical damage there. Just a single Uber cannon from Corgi, though, should sort out those docks, but he doesn't quite manage it. In comes the Inferno, though, just about going to manage to eat up the entire docks army, but more Uber cannons are needed as Infernos are coming in against him. More ants as well. Infernos bringing up the rear, and the armies are mutually assuredly destroyed. What on earth was that? Boombots coming in now as well. Corgi deciding to retreat as Broom has all of the health with his comm. And all of a sudden Corgi looking very, very flimsy here on 25% health. More or less. Ooh. That commander's taken a lot of hits in the last... Well, he's losing health significantly, but only 4 factories to 8. And half the eco. But for some reason, Corgi seems to be keeping up. Is it because of the better composition? We'll have to see how these boombots factor in. Boombots, of course, are ideal against tanks. More armies now coming in from the west too. Let's have a wander. Ugh. There we go. Can Corgi force the end of this game? Is he? What? Oh, who's going to blow up first? Corgi does. Followed by Broom. Well then. Well then. That was a thing. Interesting game. Interesting gambit by Corgi. Didn't quite pay off. I think it certainly could have done. It didn't quite manage it.